Niv Mizzet Parun versus Nicol Bolas, the Ravager. And no, we have lands in hand, but I have a feeling we're going to be playing against a Grixis control deck, so I want to go for some counter magic. We'll keep Force of Will on top just in case our opponent gets off to a flying start. Kept this hand because we can go for Impulse if we want to, and a Braid might slow our opponent down if they get into fast mana. But they don't, luckily, so we can just hold up our Impulse or our Abrade. Abrade, for those of you who don't know, is 3 damage to a creature or destroy an artifact. See if we can draw some counter magic from our opponent here. Hoping to get into a blue spell here. Put a card into our hand. I think we have to take Disallow here. But now we're going to have to hope that we get into a blue land, aren't we? Ugh. Okay, we don't. In fact, yeah, we'll just have to go for the Coalition Relic then. If our opponent's got counter magic, no, they don't. We could have countered that anyway with Force of Will. Yeah, we are not going to be able to do a whole lot this turn. Yeah, some ramp. We can get rid of that with a Braid, so we won't worry about that too much. We'll just put a charge counter on this thing, and then we will get back over to our turn. We do get into a blue source, so that's really good. We'll go for red here. And then, yeah, I think we'll just abrade that and try and slow our opponent down as best we can. If they don't have a land, then they can't get Nicol Bolas out here. And they're struggling on coloured sources currently. Okay, there we go. They can get into Nicol Bolas now if they want to. This is a 4-mana Grixis 4/4 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card. And then for 7, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, exile it and flip it into a Planeswalker. We'll go over the Planeswalker abilities momentarily. Thing in the Ice coming down. And eventually that will flip over into a 7/8, and it will get rid of all the non-land permanents on the field. We need to try and get into Niv Mizzet as soon as we can. Okay, we'll get down our Izzet Signet. We are progressing our mana at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, can't do anything. Can't do anything there. I'm just going to hold up Disallow, and we can get rid of Fabricate, Force of Will if we want to. Okay, here comes Nicol Bolas. I think I'm just going to Disallow there. And that way we can still hold up Force of Will for when we get our Niv Mizzet Parun out, which is hopefully going to be this turn. That land helps. Yes, we'll go red. And then this can go into Izzet. And there we go. We have ourselves a Niv Mizzet Parun. We'll get down the Bloodstained Mire and hope that we can have Niv Mizzet stick around for some length of time. Our opponent still has 6 cards in hand, and it's about to go to their turn. Well, they will get, yeah, they're up to 7 now. Have to imagine in Grixis they have some kind of spot removal. Dreadbore will do it, but we'll certainly get to draw a card here. And I'm just going to put the damage on there just in case we draw into some stuff from the casting of spells this turn. Thing in the Ice is only a couple of counters away. Have to imagine our opponent has counter magic here. Yeah, I certainly do. Hard casting a 3-mana counterspell. Okay, they've gone for Logic Knot. And we do not manage to get into another spell for our opponent, so we're just going to have to try and get down Aristic Study next turn. At least all of this is happening on their turn. Not going to pay for Logic Knot because we can't afford the 3. And, oh, miscalculation. Okay, yeah, I'm going to put a damage on Thing in the Ice just in case they have a free spell. And then let's crack this and go into a volcanic island. And then we'll go for our miscalculation. We'll try not to cycle it. And there we go. And we will, of course, draw a card here. And there you go. See that? And that is exactly why I put the damage onto Thing in the Ice. So that's 1 damage to Thing in the Ice, but it does get flipped over. Yeah, forgot about that. Had I put the damage on it before, it wouldn't have made a difference, I don't think. Yeah, so that feels bad. We can Cyclonic Rift that, though. Our opponent has exhausted a lot of their cards. They're down to 3 cards in hand, but they do have a 7/8 on the board now. And I'm grateful that a lot of that, or all of that, occurred during their turn and not ours. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we can Rift that thing as well. Yeah, let's go for that. So we'll get down our Niv Mizzet. And then we'll get down an island. And we'll pass over to our opponent. If they have more spot removal for us, there is nothing we can do about it. So they're going to swing in here. I'm going to let this in because I don't want them to recast it until next turn. And if they cast something else, like... Oh, they can't get down there, Nicol Bolas, can they? And there we go, there's Terminate. That is 1 damage onto our opponent. And then I'm just going to go in for Cyclonic Rift here. Because there's nothing else we can do, so I might as well have that cantrip before the Terminate resolves. And we don't get into a free spell, unfortunately. So there we go. Niv Mizzet Parun is back into the command zone. And maybe it's just... No, it's Search for Azcanta. No Thing in the Ice. I've no doubt they're looking for a land. And we get our own Search for Azcanta. We'll just get the island down. And look at a Niv Mizzet Parun again. And I think it costs 8 now, doesn't it? Yep, certainly does. Unfortunately can't do anything else. So we will put a charge counter on the Coalition Relic when that becomes relevant. Search for Azcanta triggering. They decide to throw Kira into the bin because they're looking for a land. Ah, but no, they actually flip the Search for Azcanta into a land, so still deciding to ramp as opposed to... Can they get down their commander? Nope, they're going for Jace the Mind Sculptor, which will probably bounce Niv Mizzet. That's fine. They only have 2 cards left in hand, so if they're not brainstorming, that is fine with me. And we'll get red off that. We'll shock this thing in. And we'll see if our opponent has any counter magic for us. Let's go for the Is It Signet for the Reliquary Tower. We've accidentally floated a blue there. There we go. It's only going to cost 6 mana because Jace does throw it back into our hand. Going to go for Search for as counter here and hold up Telling Time. Much as I'd like to get down those diamonds, I want to be able to ping Jace if I can. They can bounce it back to my hand if they want to, and I'll just cast it again next turn. While, like I say, while they're bouncing our commander, they are not brainstorming. I'm going to Telling Time here. And that way we draw a card and get to kill Jace, and there we go. They were probably hoping on a bounce counter. So when we cast Niv Mizzet Parun again next turn, they counter it, and then they get to hold up Jace and brainstorm. Clearly they had nothing in hand. Really interesting Nicol Bolas deck. It is exactly what you would expect from a Grixis deck. Lots of control effects, counter magic, free counter magic, spot removal, bounce effects, drawing cards. It's exactly how Grixis wants to run. So might build that Nicol Bolas deck at some point. I'm just waiting for the price of him to come down a little bit. Not sure what price he's up to now, actually. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that. That was Niv Mizzet Parun versus Nicol Bolas. And I will see all of you in the next one. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.